Welcome. What's up, guys? All right. So let me get a trick here. It is a winter wonderland here, and I can't sit in the house anymore. So I took the family out doing a little hiking the other day, and that was fun and all. But I want to get my bow. I want to get my bow out. And I want to shoot. Let's do this. And so I wanted to make a quick video about my 20, 30, 40 drill that I do. It's very simple. I mean, I'm pretty sure that you can figure out what it is, but I had a friend of mine watch one of my videos the other day, and he asked me, he's like, what is your 20, 30, 40 drill? What is that? And I said, well, it's pretty simple. I go out, and instead of just standing there shooting 20 yards, all day, or picking one distance, I gotta clean off the table here. I go out and I do 2 shots from 20, 2 shots from 30, 2 shots from 40. And sometimes I'll switch up the distances as well. I'll actually throw in like a fourth. I'll do like 20, 30, 40, 60, 20, 30, 40, 50. I just throw some different ranges in there just to make it a little different. And sometimes I do 2 shots, sometimes I do 3 shots, but I feel like it adds versatility to your practice, to the drills that you guys do. I feel like just standing there at 20 yards and just shooting all day is pretty pointless. At least if you're a target shooter, I mean, that's beneficial to you, because that's the only distance you're shooting at. But if you're somebody who hunts, you shoot 3D, you actually get out there and use your bow for more than just 20-yard shooting, you'll know that different ranges matter. And me personally, I like to shoot 3D a lot. I like to hunt. This year, I don't think I saw a single deer under 40 yards, to be honest with you. So it's definitely a good thing to practice, at different ranges. But this is a quick, easy drill that you can shoot all day long, really anywhere. I mean, I'll show you guys kind of how I set it up. I set it up because of my aging eyes. I set it up with orange dots on a large target. Let's set you guys down. Sorry, I'm trying to bring you guys along the whole way here of what setup is. See if I can't get some of these out. I use these. I normally use the big ones, but as you can see, 20, 30, 40. So let's go put these up. I mean, it is snowy out here, which is fine. See all the little critter marks. I tell you what, there's some deer tracks in here. A bunch of different marks, but let's go ahead and set this up. And let me know down in the comments what are some things that you guys do to practice. I can add that into how I do. This is probably the number one thing that I do to just prepare. I mean, I'll sight in, I run 3-pin on my sight, so let's set you guys down for a second. Don't go nowhere. So we'll do 20. We'll do a 30. We'll do a 40. We'll stick this in our pocket. and we'll swing you guys around. All right, so as you can see, I space mine out. You can do them tight, you can do them spaced. I do them spaced just because not only do I want different distances, but I want different angles as well. I want to practice. I also want to practice with, you know, having to hold a little high, a little low. I did a 3D shoot one time where they put a target at like 5 yards and it was a straight like vertical down shot. And when I first did it, I was like, man, that's fucking stupid. Then I started to think about it. I'm like, well, actually, it's not. What happens if a deer walks right up under you? You know, you're going to have to make those weird angles. And those angles and stuff also make it a lot funner to shoot. So I space mine out, but I do 3 dots. You only need, you know, 6 arrows for this. If you do 2 arrows a shot, I actually usually do 3, but for today I brought 6 arrows with me. Brought a half dozen of the Ultra arrows, so we'll shoot them. But yeah, so I know the Lancaster Classic's coming, guys, and I'm not going to make it, unfortunately. I sat down with my boss to talk about time off, and honestly, the Lancaster Classic was kind of low on the priority list for this year. It's definitely something I want to shoot eventually, but this year I'm just not going to shoot it because, one, we're going to TAC in Vermont. I already booked the campsite up there, and as soon as registration opens, we're going to register. Oh shit! I should have brought an extra arrow. I forgot. I destroyed an arrow last time I was out. I should have grabbed an arrow at the house. Oh well. That throws a kicker into things. It's okay. Alright, we'll throw an arrow belt on. Alright, so we're just going to shoot 1 at 20, and then we'll shoot 2 at 30 and 2 at 40. I'm down an arrow. I forgot. I haven't touched my archery bag, and it's been a little bit since last time I touched it. I have to set you guys back down. Get rigged up. I'm still shooting the old bow, waiting on my new bow to come. We'll make a video on that when it does happen. Still shooting the Recon. This release has been awesome, no complaints. I still have the Shark as a backup. I'm gonna order something else and play with it for a while, just to play with all Scott's release. And I even want to try some others. Actually, I had the opportunity to shoot a Stan thumb release the other day, and I must say I was very, very impressed with it. Not a thumb release guy, but it was very impressive. It was thank you to the gentleman at the local range who actually insisted that I try it out because he was so happy with it, and I did for you. And it was, I give it to you. I definitely see why you were so, you know, so jazzed about it. Let's get you guys set up down here. I mean, it's cold. I don't know if you guys can see the amount of snow on the ground. I know, you know, you guys farther north are like, that's not snow. You're right, it's not. But for us here in Maryland, it actually is a good bit of snow. Alright, so we're gonna do only 1 at 20 today. But normally I'd either do 2 or 3, but we'll do 1 here. And since it's only 1, I'm going to try and make it a very clean 1 shot. And this is a drill I'll run like multiple times. We'll go and we'll shoot 20, 30, 40 multiple times. lost a dot off the target on that one, but it's okay. It's okay. It happens. All right, now I gotta set you guys somewhere up with 30. I'm really bringing you guys along here. All right. Now we'll do 2 shots at 30. It's a simple drill. You guys get the idea, and I'm really just trying to promote it, you know, to get you guys out. Like right now, hunting season. I mean, I think there's only like less than a week of archery left, if not none. I chose not to hunt the last bit of archery because it was cold as shit and snowy, and mine's starting to go other places other than hunting. So hunting season's over. 3D in my local area picks back up next month. So we'll do our first local shoot next month. Damn, I lost the second dot. The dots didn't stick too well. My bad, guys. We're supposed to jump back to 40. I don't know if you guys can see. I lost my 20-30 dot, but it's okay. We're just shooting around, and this is more of an example than anything. All right. Just getting out and shooting my bow. That's what I'm trying to encourage. It's just that time of year where it's a really good, if you have an indoor opportunity, go. Shoot. Especially if it's more than a 20-yard range, which is rare, but they're out there. All right, let's go see how we did. Good. I lost 2 dots off the target, but no big deal. Point of this drill is just practice. You know, get settled in, get you know, it's a good opportunity for fundamentals to just, you know, really make your anchor consistent, make your, you know, your draw consistent, your stance. Just everything. Archery is all about repeatability. There's a lot of guys out there that preach that, and I just think this is such a great drill to do if you're just, you know, looking for repeatability, because you can go 20, 30, 40, 20, 30, 40, and just keep going all day. And you also will find, and it helps you find where you're comfortable at as well. There might be a distance that you're a little bit more comfortable at. Our dots, when they don't fall off, they were here and they were here because they were in line. So I was consistently left. But no big deal. We'll run the drill again and again. We won't film it, but we'll run it again. I'm really just trying to put a video out there on the 20, 30, 40 drill. Ooh, that one was stuck in there. I wonder if it was frozen. But yeah, that's the drill. that's the shot. Now, I think what I'll do is there's actually little targets along the side. You see right there. I might use them. I don't get any of the little orange dots that knock off, because I want a real clean example for you guys on how the drill works. But yeah, I don't know of any. I'm sure they're out there, they're just not coming to my mind at the moment. But any other drills out there that are like, hey, this is how we shoot this, and this is what our repetition is. So I wanted to put this out there: 20, 30, 40. And you just want really clean groups. You want to run the drill until you just have a clean group at each distance. And that's the gist. Is to get you comfortable at different distances. Consistent too. Because you stand there and just shoot a 20-yard group all day long and you become consistent at 20, and then you jump back to 40 and now you got target practice because you're just like, oh, it's so much. No, it's not, dude. Just run the, shoot at different distances. And if you don't have an opportunity, if you don't have a range that's, that can go out to 40 yards, shoot 10, 20, 30. Just try and practice at different ranges, And what's good about this is, like, I'm only doing 2 shots. I'm putting a small bit of pressure on myself to be consistent. There's pressure, but there's also take your time and be consistent. So I'm not standing there, overthinking it in my head at 20 and just shooting a shit group at 20. No, I know I need to do 2 here, 2 there, 2 there. So I just need a boom, 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 knock it out. So you're putting a small bit of pressure on yourself, which if you're practicing for hunting or a competition setting, that's good, because it's like I only got 2 shots to make a really good group, or I only got 3 shots at 20 to make my 20 count. It's a good solid group, and you can track these. Once again, I'm only going to shoot 1 at 20, and I'm going to use the bigger dots this time, so that way we don't have any fall off. Perfect. Boom, 1 and done. Move on. Next range. 30 yards, 2 shots. Like that one, I felt like that wasn't the best shot, and so now I've got pressure, like, oh man, I need to make this second shot count towards my 30 group, because I want 3 clean groups today. Alright, but that's it. That's all I get for 30. Boom, move it back. We're gonna put it at 40 and shoot 40. Alright. Don't go nowhere. That did sound good. That sounded really consistent in a bad way. Like I hit another arrow. That's what happened last time. And I had to dig an arrow out of an arrow. I need to order some more. I'm low-key kind of scared to order some ultra arrows because last time I did, they went on back order and it took forever. And I need arrows, so let's hope they're in stock. If not, I'll order some Carbon Express Reds, Maximum Reds, which I've shot and love. They're great arrows. Let's see what we got. So I ran it down the left side. And again, I was a little left. My 40 was completely good group, just super left. My 30 was my best group, and my 20 was close, but a little off. But that's why you want to shoot those different ranges, because I just found out today that, you know, I really feel comfortable with 30, I guess. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my. Set you guys down. Camera mount here, man. Alright, don't go nowhere. I'll be right back. Well, I don't know if you guys heard that. They were freaking buried in there. Alright, well, and I'm going to run this drill a couple more times. Put a little bit of pressure on myself, but also kind of, you know, you can take all day doing this. You can you could do one drill and take all day if you want just the cleanest 3 groups. Me, I like to put a little bit of pressure on myself and try to run it quickly, you know. I want to take, you know, enough time with each shot to make a good shot, but also not dilly-dally and just, you know, run the drill and see what I get at the end. And if it's crap, it's crap. I'll know where I need to, and if I look like crap, like, dude, my 20 looked like shit. I might need to go and just shoot a whole group at 20 and get repetition in 20. Same thing with 40. 40 group was my worst group. And that's why I think it's important to shoot multiple different ranges. But I hope this little shoot session showing you guys what my go-to practice drill is. 20, 30, 40. Little quick shots. Hopefully that it's something you guys can get out and do and try, and you know, maybe it'll help you become a better shooter. I hope so. I hope it, you know, because I really, coming from the firearms side, that, you know, because I also shoot guns. I just don't, you know, I don't YouTube shooting guns because YouTube doesn't like guns, and I spend more time shooting my bow anyway. But when you look at firearms, there's a lot of different firearm drills you can run. And it's pretty well talked about like, hey, we do this drill, we do that drill, and you know, this is our standardized training of shooting. And also they talk about, you know, trigger squeeze on a firearm and like how good a trigger is actually talked about, where I feel like in archery all they say is you punch the trigger. Well, what if it's a shit trigger? You ever talked about that? Bet not. There's a lot of people out there too that get so much target panic and they don't understand, like, you know who's been shooting a long time because they shoot a light trigger. And they understand the light trigger usually feels a lot better, and a good feeling trigger will definitely help with a good trigger pull. And the people who run really heavy triggers typically struggle with, you know, making a good clean trigger pull. That's also why I like index too. But yeah, so I don't ever really hear that talked about on YouTube about archery either, you know? Like, everybody just says, oh, you punch trigger, punch trigger, punch trigger. Well, let's actually talk about the quality of trigger that we're pulling. Are we pulling a trigger that's actually a decent trigger? Does it have a good pulling weight? Does it have a good pulling feel? You know, are you able to put the fundamentals of marksmanship into the trigger you have? And that's why I shoot index, because it's very familiar and it's very easy to transfer other marksmanship knowledge I have over to archery. And I just, I'm more fundamentally better with my index finger because I put more time behind a firearm trigger than I have over the years combined than an archery trigger. And like I was saying, like I hear, with firearms, there's whole training courses, and there's a lot of training you can go out and get on a firearm, and it's like, other than private lessons, I don't see anybody running. Like, there's Thunder Ranch out there. If you firearm guys will be very familiar with Clint Smith and his Thunder Ranch and the training programs he puts on there. I mean, they're famous. That's where some of the best shooters in the world go and train. That's where a lot of people go and trust his expertise to train. And they have shooting courses like that. But archery doesn't have it. Archery doesn't talk about it. I mean, you can get local private lessons from somebody, but you really don't know. I mean, you can go to a pro shop and find somebody who's maybe got some awards on the wall from some competition shoots, or they got some of their taxidermy on the wall, and you just got to take their word for it that that they're reputable to teach you, or somebody online. And there are a bunch of really good shots online. I mean, everybody knows Paige from Bowtac. The woman can outshoot everyone. She is absolutely world class, and she puts her tips and tricks and her training regimens up, which is great, but there's no like class you can go out and take. And like, so archery is just kind of, you get online and you get some tips and tricks, and then you got to go out and you got to build your own training program. And this was kind of the thought process I had in the making this video was, well, what do I do to practice? What do I do to build fundamentals? What do I do to go out and knock the rust off? Like today I'm not trying to build fundamentals. I'm trying to remind myself of my fundamentals by going out and knocking the rust off. You sit around for a few weeks, or like what I did is I put my bow down, and I put my bow down for rifle season and didn't pick it up, and we were going hardcore on hunting with shotguns and muzzle loaders and stuff like that, and I got rusty with my bow. So if you could take all the tips and tricks and actually have, like, this is a drill you can go out and this is how you run this drill, 20, 30, 40, run it 3 times. And what your goal, you want the cleanest group you can get at 20, 30, and 40. You want to end the day with clean groups at all 3 ranges. Like I said, sometimes I even throw in like a 60. 20, 30, 40, and then I'll go and shoot a couple arrows at 60 at a different target, just to throw in the, staying sharp at shooting at longer distances, because some of us don't get the opportunity to shoot until TAC comes around, and then TAC comes and like they see that 60-yard shot and they're just, they're terrified of it because they didn't get to practice at it. Or like me, I overly practiced for TAC one year and only shot 60, 70, 80 yards. And then every 20, 30 yard that came about, because we shot UltraView, and UltraView had some short range shot, but they were very technical shots. And we sucked because we didn't practice 20, 30, 40. We just had these big bomb shots on the mind. So fundamentals at 20, 30, 40, we want a good anchor, whatever your anchor is, nose, mouth, however you anchor. good anchoring, good stance. It's something else I don't think is talked about enough in archery is, you know, anybody who's played baseball or anything like that, you know, that athletic stance. And I recently seen a video and I had a buddy talk about, oh, we're leaning back when we're shooting. Well, it's because you don't have a proper stance. You're sitting there with, you know, your feet less than a foot apart, and you're not a stable platform for what you're doing. You know, you want that athletic stance and, you know, all that. But we can go on all day about stuff. I know I'm no world-renowned shooter. I'm just sharing some of the small things that I've learned and picked up on my journey. And really, I'm just trying to put it out there that this is a drill everybody can do. This is a drill everybody, I think, should do. It's very basic. It's very easy. Set a couple targets up in your backyard if you can, and every day shoot 1-2 arrows, 20, 30, 40, 20, 30, 40. Do that every day. Just practicing good fundamentals, and I promise you the rest of everything in archery will come. Like today, and even you guys that have been just shooting forever, you know, you might have some competition wins under your belt, some, you know, big deer on the wall. Even you guys need to do the 20, 30, 40 drill because it keeps us sharp. Like, dude, today you saw my groups, they look like crap because I haven't picked up my bow in a while. And I've got pictures of groups I've done that are just absolutely phenomenal at each range. You know, I've got groups at 20, 30, 40 that are incredible, but not today because I haven't picked up my bow and I haven't been shooting. So get out there, get your bow in your hand. Thanks for watching. If you stayed tuned this far into the video, I appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, comment. See you later.